Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hakimi bin Imran, and the topic of my presentation is salient Sharia issue in the contemporary application of Tawarruq. First, what is Tawarruq? Tawarruq is a transaction in which one party purchases goods on credit at a markup price and subsequently sell them at a lower price to earn cash. Next, I will talk about the Tawarruq mechanism. The first step is financier offering goods to consumer, known as mutawarik. Second, mutawarik buy goods on credit and resell them to a third party. Finally, a third party give cash to mutawarik. So, the first Sharia issue is resemblance to riba. This happens when the debt incurred by a Tawarruq transaction exceed the amount provided to the consumer, which is considered hilah for riba. For example, the banker purchases a commodity for 2,000 ringgit and then sell it to the consumer for 2,400 ringgit. The consumer is required to pay the bank an additional 400 ringgit, that known as riba or interest. According to the Sharia Advisory Council of Security Commission Malaysia perspective, they must follow strict regulation to ensure that the trade is commercially valid. The underlying commodity must be real, legitimate, and clearly identifiable. Next, the second issue is dual agency or wakalah. This happens when the consumer appoints the bank as an agent and the bank is immediately assigned to sell it to a third party. Why is dual agency becoming an issue? This is because it might lead to a conflict of interest and the perception that the transaction is a pre-arranged or fraudulent circular exchange. The Sharia Advisory Council of Bank Negara Malaysia has determined that all significant criteria or term of the permitted work, such as pricing, tenure, and asset identification, must be mutually agreed upon by the contract parties. A Tawarruq contract transaction must also be completed in the correct order and supported by appropriate documentation. The third issue is sequencing and ownership. Let's talk about sequencing first. The sequencing have an issue in Tawarruq because a disruption in the order of commodity transfer that might result in a chain of transactional failure. This can be a concern since commodity often change in hand and ownership. Next, why does Tawarruq have an issue with ownership? This is because the customer never physically handle or seize the commodities. To resolve this, the Sharia Advisory Council of Bank Negara Malaysia enforce safeguards that require clear documentation, a true transfer of ownership, and the avoidance of any closed-loop agreement. In conclusion, Tawarruq is a crucial tool in contemporary Islamic banking as it offers a practical approach to financing and managing liquidity. Tawarruq also functions as a fair trade alternative and not an illegal interest-bearing loan. That's all from me. Thank you.